Hi everyone, today we'll design in this tutorial a GPON or fiber to the home network. Just simple design end-to-end in QGIS using the FiberQ plugin. I'm sorry for my English if you don't understand everything. I think it's okay for my second language. And one quick tip, I'm gonna name QGIS as QGIS, not QGIS, because it's much easier for me to to speak in that way. So okay, we'll go from infrastructure design to add poles, manholes, ducts through routes, elements, cables, slack, buildings, and finally generate an optical schematic view and BOM report bills of materials and export that in Excel table. In the next FiberQ release, we'll incorporate user feedback, what to add, what to change in this pilot version of FiberQ, and expand the element library with additional devices, so you can add such as splitters, routers, and other stuff inside of the elements that you can place directly on the map inside of the element, as I was saying. We are also introducing a fiber splicing manager, so you'll be able to splice fibers across network elements from different sides of the cables. After laying cables, and then generate an optical schematic view from the actual splicing and connectivity, so you can save that diagram and share them to your team or to network providers. Okay. First, you need to download and install QGIS. In the previous tutorial, I explained that. I'm not gonna go through that again. But just simply, if you didn't watch that tutorial, when you download QGIS and install QGIS and you open QGIS, just simply click here, plugins, manage and install plugins, and here in all section type FiberQ and hit the install button. Okay. Once installed, you should see the FiberQ toolbar and menus such as here. Okay, and we have here a drop down selection buttons and buttons that doesn't have a drop down option, just simple button. Okay, after that we're gonna create a clean project. Go to project, hit the new. After that, set your CRS here, coordinate reference system. I'm gonna use default one for this presentation. Okay, 4356. Okay, after that, just add base map layer, OpenStreetMap or any XYZ base map, just for visual context. Okay, after that, save the project and create a GeoPackage where FiberQ will store layers. So go project, save as, and I'm gonna name this simple GPON design. Okay, it's saved. After that, go here. If you don't want to zoom in, you can have here you have address locator button, where you can input your information about your location when you want to find that. And for the next version, maybe we can click here to hide this cross symbol. Okay, to extend and put the coordinates there also, so you can find the location by coordinates. Okay, to save GeoPackage file, you need to lay down the first maybe any element on the map. So maybe here in routing drop down selection, add pole, and we have a built-in button in FiberQ, and just simply I'm gonna use this one as again GPON design. Okay, save, and you can click the autosave button, so another new layer will be stored inside of that GeoPackage file that I just saved. Okay, for CRS, use projected CRS in meters, not YGS 84 if you want correct cable lengths. It's up to you. I'm gonna use this one for quick presentation and example how to design GPON network. So after that, if you already have some network data like routes, poles, or points from another tool, you can import and continue designing in FiberQ. Typical formats include KML, KMZ, shapefile, GeoPackage, and other GIS formats. You can import routes from file if you already have a center lines, or import points if you have a pole coordinates, manholes, cabinets, or custom locations. After importing, you can also export selected layers and elements that you created in QGIS, or export everything if you like into formats like KMZ, KML, shape, and GeoPackage, and other GIS formats, depending on what you need for sharing, such as field teams or external designing tools. So to explain you that, I'm gonna remove this pole that I just lay on. You have here import route from file in this drop down selection routing. So if you choose for later on a line, so if you want to lay down the line, use this button. But if you want to lay down point feature with this button, you will get an error because line is not a point, and that also means for import points, this button here. So you cannot import lines with this option import points, because line is not a point, obviously. Okay, so I'm gonna present you how to import route from file. Choose your KMZ or KML shape, aerial, underground, through the object, select the type. I'm gonna use for this example aerial, and simple as that. Okay, and here in the layer panel, open attribute table, you have here other information about that imported route. I'm gonna remove that, and I'm gonna use this button now for import points, and I'm gonna use for pole. If you don't have here any created layer, you will have an option here, create a new layer. But if you add maybe pole, and if you want to import new poles from other formats, you will have here now a layer poles, and you hit that, it's gonna be imported for KMZ. Okay, and simple as that. And if you want to export something, you can select feature with this QGIS option, select feature, or smart selection tool, select and deselect elements. If you want to remove, click delete selected, and if you want to remove selection, just clear selection. Okay, and if you want to export, as I was saying, select that element and that layer, and click export selected or all, and choose in which format you would like to output that layer or element. Okay, that's it for the import and export options. So when you're designing a simple GPON or GPON network inside the FiberQ, this is a simple checklist overlay. There is an order that keeps topology clean, and how you need to lay down elements on the map. Infrastructure first, so lay down poles, manholes first. After that you lay down routes. After that you lay down elements like ODF, pop-ult, joint closures, OTB, optical terminal boxes, TB, and stuff like that. Then cables, then slack, then objects like buildings and service areas such as a region, and finally optical schematic view and BOM report. So how to design that? Okay, let's start first with the infrastructure. First we place poles for aerial segments, or manholes for underground segments. I will switch to the FiberQ tools and place poles along the street where aerial spans make sense. Then I'll add manholes at key junctions street corners, branching points, and where we'll place closures. After that, we add ducts or pipes where we want underground routing. This helps us model transition underground to aerial and sets the foundation for correct route creation. Okay, for the route, next we create route. Routes are the corridors your cables will follow along ducts between manholes or pole to pole. I'll create a route from the pop area outward, connecting through manholes, then transition to poles where the network becomes aerial. If you draw multiple segments, you can merge routes to keep them as a continuous corridors. Routes should form a connected network graph. If something doesn't connect, cable lane will be painful later. Okay. After that, now we place network elements. At the center office or POP, we place an ODF. This is where the feeder starts. Along the route, we place joint closures at branching points, especially where splitters will live in a GPON design. Then closures to users, we place OTB terminal boxes for final distribution. Think of logical chain like I have here example old or POP, then ODF mainframe, then joint closures plus splitter points, then OTB TB terminal, and then end users. So this is gonna be from this point to this point is gonna be feeder type or backbone type of the cable. This is gonna be distribution type, and this is gonna be drop type. Okay, simple as that. So as I was saying, first of all, you need to, if you don't have import points or segment lines, you can just simply click here the drop down selection at poles and lay down the poles maybe in this side of the street. After that, you need to lay down manholes. You can choose the type of manhole here and put the information if you want to detail about the manholes. I'm gonna simply for this presentation just type manhole ID, okay, 1. If you want to repeat that, just simply click here, but later on you need to change manhole 2, manhole 3. In the next version we can include to increment the number of manholes when you auto click them. So if you want to, so 1, 2, 3, this is gonna be number 4. Okay, and maybe we can add some more poles, I don't know, maybe 2 or 4, and simple as that. After that, we need to lay it on route. You have here many route options to merge selected routes. Maybe you have 2 separate routes and you want to select them to be the one route. Maybe if you want to break the route, maybe you will change route type, or to check if route correction, if every segment of the line is properly connected. But to create route, you have here a create route button and create route manually. I'm gonna show you the first option, create route. This option only works with poles and manholes. So if you want to select here, as I was saying, you can always use this smart selection tool because it's much faster to select elements from the multiple from the multiple layers. Yes, you can use this select feature, but you need to select this layer and select this manhole, then hold the shift and select this. So change there and select this pole. Okay. So there is a quick way. I created this button, smart selection, select here, then go create route and say this is okay underground, because it's going to from the aerial, from the pole to the manhole, and simple as that, it's created. If you want, you just click here, create selection, and I'm going to use another example, creating routing. So create a route manually. Create route manually. Maybe we will have here a POP or ODF. So it's going to be here and here and here. Right click to break the route underground. Okay. Maybe create route manually. We will here layer on route here, and it's through the object. Okay, and now create route manually. We have a snap on, so every line is laid on at the center of pole or manhole always. Okay, right click aerial, and after that create route manually. It's underground. Create route manually. You can lay down as one route and change in the attributes table the type, but for this presentation I'm gonna use this example. Okay, and maybe we will have here some user, maybe, and it's aerial. Okay, to change any information inside of any layer, just simply click here, right click on the layer, open attribute table, click here toggle editing mode, this pencil, and you can here add, remove, or edit existing or add new information about your route or any other element on the map. Okay, and to exit editing, just simply click here again, toggle editing button. Okay, after that maybe I'm gonna use just another one example. Okay, it's gonna be underground, and it's gonna be through the object. Okay, and that's it. After that we need to place elements. First of all, what you need to place, again, you can always import points and then move that element. So maybe you imported ODF and it's not here, maybe it's here. Okay, and you can use this button here, move elements on the map, click here and layer on here. But for this example I'm gonna lay new element. It's much easier if I know where it's the starting point. So place ODF or pop. Again, you can put other information in this pop-up dialog, but for this presentation I'm gonna leave it here, just simple ODF. Okay, after that we need to layer on joint closures or extensions where fiber cables are spliced one with another one. Okay, and just to layer on joint closure, in placing elements drop down selection, place joint closure, place here, I don't know, maybe it's extension 1, this is gonna be extension 2, this is gonna be extension 3, and that's it. Okay, and we can place other elements, maybe place TB for terminal box for the user. Okay, so this is a user or house. Okay, and we can place maybe outdoor OTB. Okay, outdoor OTB, and maybe we have here some business user, or maybe some, I don't know, business user, simple as that. So some factory or maybe something like that. Okay, and this is it. From the layer on elements, you will have I think 12 elements that you can place on the map. You can use other stuff to layer on the map, but every other element have a different name and a different symbol. It's always the same stuff that you can put here. I'm not gonna explain every button, just simply design a GPON network so you can understand the concept and you can use your free will to generate new networks inside of the QGIS and FiberQ plugin. So after that we need to layer on the cables. How to layer on the cable? Just simply use smart selection tool, start point selection and point selection. Here in cable laying, drop down underground backbone or fiber. That's gonna be used, as I was saying here, feeder from the ODF to joint closure, from joint closure to OTB distribution type, and from OTB to TB to end users drop cable. Okay, so you're gonna use underground backbone. If you leave here 00 optical fibers is gonna be used by the default 48 fibers. If you want to change that, click here in this button settings, and maybe you can have here optical 96 fibers, and you can put here other information about slack length and other stuff. Save settings, and when you choose now, you will have here 96 fibers. But for this presentation, maybe I will use 12 tubes, 12 fibers. That's 144 fibers. When we lay down the cable, clear selection, you will have here a label. If you annoy with that, click show label, it's gonna be gone. You will have here meters and what type of a cable it's laid on from this point to this point. In the next version of the FiberQ, we can add for the US market as also miles and inches. And after that, I'm gonna use to lay down another cable from this point for joint closure or extension number 1 to 3. Okay, and simply go underground, and I'm gonna use distributive, and I don't know, maybe 8 tubes, 12 fibers, and that's it. Click here again, clear selection. We have added feature here, a list of Latin elements. What this button do? You can click here to select the cable to see on the map. Okay, so if you have a and B point, you will not have a here option to edit, but if you have A, B, C option, this is gonna be B element. You can select and set this is the pit stop where this main cable is going through this extension joint closure, but it's not open yet. Okay, it's gonna be this option is gonna be used for the fiber splicing manager in the next version, so I need to add it in this pilot version. Okay, and this is simple lay down cable for distribution type. After that, again, we can use maybe smart selection to lay down the cable for this business user building, and we say here distributive, I don't know, 2 tubes, 6 fibers, and now we can lay on the aerial cable. After that, smart selection, this extension and this optical terminal box outdoor, aerial, distributive, I don't know, 4, 6 or 24 fibers. It's laid on, clear selection, and for the last option from OTB, TB to end user, use a drop cable, aerial, drop, I don't know, 1 tube and 6 fibers. Okay, and that's it. We design simple GPON infrastructure. What you can also add, you can add optical slacks or optical reserves to the end of the cables or to the mid-span slack. For optical reserve, if sometimes the cable is you have an intervention here, it's breakdown, you can use this information to see if you have enough of cable to connect again from this point to this point. I'm sorry for confusion about that in the English. Okay, so just simply show you, I'm gonna use, this is gonna be aerial cable. Okay, and I'm gonna use maybe this smart selection tool. I select this cable, and you will have here a drop down selection, place terminal slack, so you can place a terminal slack at the end of the one side of the cable, midspan to the midspan, maybe on some pole, and to generate auto terminal slacks at the end of the selected cables. So when you click that, it's gonna be created two slacks, as you can see. But I noticed the bug in this palette version. When you lay down first slacks, it's added more length of the slacks than it's needs to be, so it's gonna be fixed in the next version. And again, if you want to use midspan slack, you just click here, set midspan, I don't know, 30 meters. It's on the pole. Okay, it's 210 meters, and when you lay 30 meters, it's gonna be 240 meters. So 30 meters length is added. Okay, we just simply used button symbol to be shown optical reserves. If you have a better solution how it's need to be designed in the next versions, you can leave your comment on GitHub repository in the discussion section. And after that, we can create an object in 3 points on endpoints. I'm sorry, object in 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is maybe building. Layer management, if you don't see, is if this layer is overlapping, just move down here. Okay, in the next version we can also include in this layer panel to the main elements be placed beneath, and secondary elements to be placed above. So the layer of the elements on the map is gonna be clean, so you can see everything right. Okay, and maybe object in 3 points, maybe. Okay, oh, I'm sorry, object in endpoints, so maybe this is a house. Okay, and after that you can use here create service area from selection. You select elements and create service area or a region, or you can use this simple button here, and maybe this alt is designed for this region. Okay, and that's it. Simple as that. You will have here now also, if you want to export bills of materials, you will have here inserted button BOM report. It's by layers, and it's summary. If you want to expand functions in this option for another version, you can add your comment on the GitHub. It can be included in the next version. You can export this in Excel table. Okay, and we have here another options. I'm gonna use that in another video. Maybe cut infrastructure, fiber break for OTDR measurements, color catalog. We have here a quick button, so you can click on this route, and it's gonna show you how much cables you have on this route. If you have multiple cables, can be shown. If you want to use offset to be shown, if you have maybe 4 cables in this route, you can use offset button to rearrange multiple cables side by side. Joe Godby created using this FiberQ plugin. He's created a tutorial on YouTube, so you can check it out. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. And for the last, we have here Optical Schematic View. Just click here, fit. It's gonna fit. It's so this it's not gonna be shown because nothing is going through these elements. If you want to match map styling, just click here, select this check button, refresh, and it's gonna be created like this. If you don't want to be showed label, click here, refresh. You can export that in these formats. You will have here other stuff, and I'm gonna lastly use to show you how to lay down pipes. I'm sorry I skipped that part. So if you want to lay down a transition pipe from this pole to this manhole, you will have here in drop down selection for ducting. Beneath placing manholes, you have here a P pipe and transition pipe. Choose the capacity. Simple as that, it's created. And maybe if you have here, maybe to here, here to here. Okay, and if you have P pipe, you can choose capacity. It's 40 millimeters by default. Maybe from, I don't know, here to here, here to here, here to here. Okay, you can rearrange layer management by moving the up, and you will have here information about your pipes. Okay, so its diameter is 40 millimeters. It can be changed. Just simply click here and say it's 60 millimeters. Okay, save, and that's it. I think I covered all. That's it for this tutorial. It's around 32 minutes. I think that's enough to you can think of the concept how to design a GPON network inside the QGIS using FiberQ plugin. You can use this plugin for many other options if you like. Whatever it's gonna fix your problem, you can use that. As I was saying, you can add your ideas on the GitHub. You can also to the GitHub sponsor donate, so you can fund the developer time. I know how much expensive our corporate softwares are, so I created especially this plugin so small users or small firms can afford that. So you don't need to pay a lot of money to big corporates, okay? And for the last, if this, as I was saying, workflow helps, like and subscribe for many other tutorials inside of the FiberQ. In the next video, I can cover stuff from the perspective of, I don't know, best practices for split ratios, cabinet placements, some detail elements, some detailed stuff about each element that is laid on the map, and that's it. So until the next video, thank you for this matter.